Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I'm Andy Signore, and as Johnny Depp faced the cross-examination from the defense today, they tried to paint him as the monster using a bunch of texts. Where did they get these texts? Well, I want to go through some of these revelations, but I think it's important for you to understand before you even hear them. These text messages were given to Amber Heard's defense team by accident during the UK trial. You heard that correctly. This was not something legally he was obligated to get. This was not part of the trial where they got everyone's phone records. No, there was an accident. It's extremely frustrating. 70,000 of his texts were then given to Amber on a silver platter, and they've been scouring through all of his text messages to try to paint the picture that Amber is telling. And it's very telling because the texts that they are holding on to so tightly don't really paint as bad of a picture as the audio does of Amber. And so I want you to know that, because they do have Johnny's texts, and some of these texts aren't great, but imagine scouring through all of your text messages for the past 10 years and trying to find the most angry or worse things you've said to someone in private. It's pretty terrifying, and it's very convenient because Amber herself didn't give a single text message to the other side. I find it immensely unfair and frustrating that they're able to try to dissect and use all these text messages you're going to hear to paint something, when I can't even imagine how many text messages Amber must have sent to her friends that would probably not paint Johnny in a good way either. So take all of that as you will as we get to the text in question. So I want to start with some of these texts that were shared. This is the first, I think.
While you were married to Miss Heard, you texted someone named Sis, which may be her sister. You testified.
Yes.
You said, "I'm all right. Though I never, ever want to lay eyes on that filthy whore, Amber A. Most embarrassing." Did I read that right?
Yes, you did.
And when you called Amber that filthy whore, she was your wife at the time, correct?
Yes, sir.
Look at the eyebrows. Yes, sir. You know why he did that? As Ben proudly, look at him, looking proudly to the jury. Yes, see, did you hear what he did? Guys, Amber was sleeping with James Franco and Elon Musk and Rocky and Io and dude, her girlfriends were living in the same condo. So I'm sorry, look up the definition of the word. It's not that far off, Miss Rottenborn, as he proudly tries to paint Johnny as a monster for using that definition. Let's continue.
427. And in that paragraph, you write, "My kids have fallen head over heels in deep love with Amber, my girl. And that pressure off my shoulders is fucking gone. That is, until the French extortionist, parentheses, ex attempts to brainwash them against her, which I'm sure is imminent." I read that right, didn't I?
You did read that very well.
And when you referred to the French extortionist and called her an ex, you were referring to Vanessa Paradis, the mother of your children, correct?
Yes, sir. Things got a little
You can take
tight
that down.
at that point.
Things I'm sure got tight. They were going through a divorce, and he left for Amber, and he talked about that on trial. He also talked about how his kids did not like Amber. Amber's team is using this very early moment where Amber was love bombing Johnny to define that, oh, Amber was always good with the kids. And then not only that, they are going after bringing Vanessa into this, who has nothing to do with this, has already probably dealt with plenty from Amber after all of this has gone through to her and her kids. And we're going after using the C word again, which Johnny uses on the regular, as does anybody in England. Like, they live in France. Like, the C word is not the same elsewhere. They're trying to get this jury, like, see? He's using the see you next Tuesday word, so, oh, he's a monster. Dude, this is ridiculous. In a divorce, can you imagine if anybody who's been through a divorce, can you imagine if they were able to go through all your texts to see what you called your partner at the time that you're frustrated with, who you're trying to jockey to get custody of your kids with? You aren't sane during that period. It's not fair. It's not right. I don't accept anything either party would say during such a moment like that. That's custody battle I'm talking about specifically. When the kids are in question, you can say some mean things, and it happens. It happens. Does that mean that Johnny did what Amber's saying? Absolutely not. There's one more I want to play, and then I want to sum up some other stuff, and we'll do more tonight on our recap. If you haven't been joining our post shows, doing so well, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you hit the subscribe button for me. We're so close to 300,000 subscribers. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Hit the bell for all alerts. If you like our coverage, smash the like button, leave a comment, and share this content, please, because we want to get the word out and the honest truth about this story. That's what Johnny wants. That's what Amber's supposed to want, and that's what we all want. So here's another exchange that happened from Mr. Rottenborn.
In this text, Mr. Depp, you text Mr. Bettany, let's burn Amber, 3 exclamation points, right? You see that?
I do see that.
And at this time, June 11, 2013, Amber is your girlfriend or perhaps even your fiance at this point, correct?
Girlfriend,
Yeah,
for sure.
And you didn't stop when you said, let's burn Amber. Because the next text down, you can move down and blow up the next text, please, Michelle. You say, let's drown her before we burn her, 3 exclamation points. Did I read that right?
Yes, it's referring to the
and you
text
didn't-
prior to.
You didn't
From Mr.
stop when you
Bettany.
said, let's...
Now, exactly. Johnny just said it. I wish you would have said it a little quicker. But Paul Bettany says, let's drown her. Or she says like, she's a delightful woman. I don't think we should, but hey, maybe we should drown her. He starts a comedic back and forth. When you read the text exchange and Rottenborn's trying to skip Paul Bettany's text for a reason, because he wants the jury just to hear Johnny's out of context. All this stuff's out of context. When you hear the back and forth, I do believe they're doing a Monty Python-esque comedy routine out of anger of this woman who's caused so much strife in his life. They're doing it privately. It's clearly not something he actually is going to do. It's so clear. This is ridiculous. This is what they're holding on to.
drown her before we burn her. After that, you made another comment, and I'd like to apologize to the court and to the jury for some of the language that I'm going to have to use today, but unfortunately,
Theatrics.
you're going to see a lot of documents with language like this.
Now he's setting it up. Notice Elaine yesterday or whatever it was when she started talking about is it wet? You see word all over. Oh my God, she was just spouting profanities left and right to unnerve the sound engineer for no reason, and she didn't apologize to the jury then. But now when Johnny's there, theatrics. I'm so sorry we have to say this.
After you said, let's drown her before we burn her, Mr. Depp, you said, I will her burnt corpse afterwards to make sure she is dead. That's what you said that you would do after you burned her and after you drowned her. Did I read that right?
You certainly did, yes.
And you wrote that about the woman who would later become your wife.
Yes, I did.
So
You wrote that about your wife. Oh my God, how dare you have dark, twisted, disgusting humor back and forth, texting between your best friend. Look, it doesn't sound great, but at the same time, does this mean he did it? No. In fact, to prove it to you, here's what Rottenborn brings in minutes later, like as if this is serious. We're supposed to take any of these texts seriously.
right, Mr. Duders, I got drunk and destroyed my room. There are hookers and animals in here. And then if you scroll up, he writes simply, watch out for Mike Tyson. Have you num-nummed? Correct. And then you write, don't want nummies. Thank you. Is it okay to put on a condom after the fact? I mean, if I just wear it for the rest of the day, like, that works, doesn't it? I've had to kill a few of the animals for sustenance. I've made quite a mess. There's blood and animal tracks everywhere. I read that right?
You did.
And you are currently...
Did I read that right? He's like, you did. But are you taking it seriously? You really think he did that in the hotel room? And then this is amazing because this is how desperate they are. So I can't take anything as seriously. Of course, Johnny's trying not to smile half the time. And then this is not an edit. I paused it, but immediately after throwing that insane text out without any context and trying to get it to be taken seriously,
in a lawsuit for a set of one of your movies in July 2018, correct?
he immediately pivots to this lawsuit that's still unresolved, that we don't even know if it's accurate or true, but he's trying to just do whatever desperate measure he wants Johnny to say, correct, correct, correct. See, your jury, he's just as bad. I mean, come on, look at all this stuff. He did this, a crew member's accusing him, hitting him before. Oh, so he must be bad. And to make matters worse, and we'll go through more details tonight live, to make matters worse, they focus so much on the drugs. So much on it, it's ridiculous. And they focus on this image. I want to play it for you guys tonight. They focus on this image in question that Amber neatly put out there. And Johnny made a point to be like, yes, it looks awfully neat. I would never do it like that. This is a staged photo. We all believe this was a staged photo Amber took. And Johnny and Rottenborn had some amazing back and forths that I will break down for you. My favorite of which was as Rottenborn was getting
You've trashed
desperate.
hotel rooms before simply because you've had a bad couple days and an unpleasant time, correct?
I have assaulted a couch or two. Yes, sir.
It just gets better and better. The back and forth between Johnny and Rottenborn is wonderful. We will break down some of the best moments as well as the second half of the day. So again, like I said, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the alert, and I'll try and put the live show right there in the left. Join us after the trial around 5:15 Eastern Standard Time and every trial day afterwards here on Popcorn Planet.